If you're a baby boomer or a Gen Xer, this video is for you. I have one simple question. Who wants to age in place? No one. No one wants to age in place. People actually want to live in place. They want to live a life that is well and full. And if you don't believe me, I want you to go check out my friend, Mark Middleton, who has created an incredible community that is growing with rapid speed, and it's called Growing Bolder. The link is below. In this video, we're going to talk about facts about baby boomers. We're going to touch on cost comparisons of nursing homes, assisted living, and then remodeling. We're going to touch a little bit on the history of nursing homes as well, because it's pretty fascinating. And I'm going to share some tips with you on the right modifications to do to your home to let you live well in place rather than just simply age in place. Fact number one. Every day that we get a chance to breathe, we are one day older. There's no surprise to that, right? We are going to continue to get older each and every day until the good Lord takes us home. Fact number two, 83% of baby boomers want to stay in their home as long as they can. My mom was one of them too. We did everything in our power to keep her at home until the Lord took her home. Fact number three, the longer we live in our homes, the likelihood of an accident happening increases dramatically. Fact number four, only 3.5% of the entire U.S. housing market has 4 features that are important for living a long life in your home. And that includes wider hallways and doorways, 0-step entries into the home, and single family living. People who can't continue to live in their homes are going to end up either in a nursing home or an assisted living home, and it all depends on the level of care that is needed. What's really interesting is when you go way back into history, we learn that the whole concept of nursing homes started when the English settlers came over to America in the 17th century, and they brought with them the idea of almshouses. Now, almshouses were used for the needy. That could include the elderly, it could include sick people, it could include people that had physical or mental disabilities. It also could include orphans. There was absolutely no age restriction to the almshouses. Over the years, they evolved. By World War II, a new concept of nursing homes came into being, and they were called convalescent homes. And these were for the elderly who needed boarding and care. They needed an extended stay outside of a hospital. By 1965, nursing homes became regulated and federally funded. By the 21st century, both aged and incapacitated people lived in these facilities. But the truth of the matter is that people nowadays are living longer, healthier lives, and they don't want to sit complacent in a home. They want to be active. Point and count, go back to Mark Middleton's Growing Bolder community. They want to live full lives. I know my mother did, my dad does, my in-laws do. There are ways that we can help keep people in their homes, and it just becomes more of an awareness. So let's dive into some numbers. Before we do, I want to let you know I put together a little goodie for you, and it's going to be linked down below. You can go to access it at my website, and it will give you a breakdown to really help you project what it might cost you to put together a remodel plan for you or for somebody that you know and love. A lot of times people think the cost of remodeling is way outside of their budget. But there are a lot of alternatives that you can do, especially if you have equity in your home, because you can actually get a refinance or a home equity loan to put towards the modifications. Again, less than 3% of the U.S. housing market has these features. And so if you want to live in place well with friends and family that you love and grandkids and whoever else might come over, it might be worth it. Because when you look at the actual cost of what on average it is, and it all depends really with wherever you are in the country, but on average an assisted living facility is going to run you about $4,000 a month. And what you're paying for is You're paying for convenience, you're paying for some perks and amenities and some care. So on $4,000 a month, that equates to $48,000 a year. Nursing homes, on average, depending on the part of the country that you live in, can range anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 a month. So you're looking at $72,000 to $100,000 a year. The interesting thing about that is most people are paying for it out of their pocket until they have run out of money, and then they go get Medicaid. It is expensive. Now let's look at the cost of a remodel. I put together just a few numbers, and again, these are on average. It all's going to depend on the types of materials, where you're located, the quality of labor that you have, and your housing situation. When you break it down, a zero-step entry, creating either a ramp, a slope entry into the front door so you do not have to navigate steps. That can range anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000. Wider doorways to expand the width of the doorway. I'm going with the mid-range. It could be $1,200, a low end $300, high end $2,400. Wider hallways. I put an average of 10 feet in this example because on average it's $300 per lineal foot, because you have to knock down walls and rebuild them to make that hallway wider. Why is it good for a wider hallway and doorway? Because if you're in a walker or a wheelchair, you're on crutches. With living in place, it's all about living. So if you've got a baby on your hip and groceries in the other, a wider hallway actually makes sense. What's recommended when you go with a wider door is to put a 36-inch wide door in every room of your home. Those are typically used for front and entry doors only, but if you put that throughout your home, just the navigation that you'll have through those spaces is going to be so much more comfortable, and you'll be so glad you did. Kitchen remodels. Now, this could be that you're remodeling an existing kitchen, or it could be that maybe you needed to add a kitchen into an area that was going to give you a full living suite on the single floor of your home. I have a friend who did this. They remodeled their home so they could have another master suite downstairs, so they wouldn't have to continually climb the stairs up to their existing master suite. So they renovated the home for long-term stay. Now, kitchens can run the gamut. We all know. I talk a lot about these in the videos. On average, I'm going with a $30,000 price tag. When it comes to a bathroom, again, you want to have a master suite on the downstairs floor. If you have a single family ranch already, fantastic. But there's a lot of homes, especially where we are here in the mountains, we've got topography. And so you have stairs, whether you want them or not. Most of the homes here in the Western North Carolina area have stairs. So having a master suite on the bottom floor, if you have to add a bathroom or renovate a bathroom, we're going with the average cost of $20,000. You add all that up, it's just a little over $54,000. Now, you want to compare them side by side? Here we go. Assisted living, $48,000 a year. Nursing home could be $72,000 to $96,000, and then you've got a remodel based on all those figures I just showed you on the previous slide for $54,000. Where does it make sense? When you start putting those cost comparisons together, you get a much bigger picture on what the possibility is, that you can actually live in place. Dive into those, and my goodie for you, because you've stayed all the way to the end, is that this cost comparison sheet really helps break down and identify every number that you might need to go into a potential remodel. Again, because if you look at how much money you actually have, if you are not just got, $1 million plus in the bank, you may be running out of funds quickly if you're in assisted living or a nursing home. Think about your loved ones that go into this. If you could add on or create an accessory dwelling unit to your existing home, just to make sure that you've got a space there for somebody that you have that's older in your family, what a beautiful gift. You can make incredible memories. That's what homes are for. Homes are for having love and making memories with family and friends. And it has, again, nothing to do with age. I know many families that have younger people in their family that had an accident, might be in a wheelchair, or they've got some type of disability, whether mental or physical, cognitive. It can be all over the place, and things can happen at any time. Any time of our lives, you could be falling over on a hike or falling over on a bike. right? It's all relative to the time and stage and place in life. Do your due diligence, do that study. I recommend that you really dive in to all of the resources that I've gathered for you. Click on any of the links below. They're also in my goodie that I have for you. You're going to be able to find that on my website, and I did it just for you. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. I would love to have a connection with you. I would love to know if you are planning to do a remodel to help live in place better. Nobody wants to age in place. It's an old stigma. People don't like that word anyways because we know what's happening. There's no reason why it has to slow us down. It's no reason why we can't enjoy a life full of love and family and friends coming in and out of our home and making your home open and welcome to anyone. I hope you find that helpful and encouraging. We have so much that we can do to elevate and make building codes better and make homes healthier and more inclusive for all ages and stages of life. And I'm here to help you do that. Thanks so much for watching. Until next week, you guys take care.